Bezat Hashem, we're back at the Limud at Bet Midrash. David Chai, B'Shat Matzliach over here, anytime 4601 Thomas Street in Hollywood, Florida. What? In Russian?
We can have the class in Russian today.
No, we can't. This is YouTube. This is English. YouTube people, come on. Bukharsky, yeah, not me. All right. So we're going to be, Bezat Hashem, we're going to start a new Siman today. The Rabbi said we're going to learn about Torah, Limud Torah, which we did yesterday. It's a beautiful shur came out. Very nice. Then I had to give it again in Hebrew. But he's going to give it in Russian. Maybe I should have given it in Russian also. This is important. Reish Lamed Chet. It's an open Siman in Shulchan Aruch that learning at night is much better than learning in a day. That's what we did yesterday. But today we're going to discuss Kriyat Shema Shel Al Amita. The ones that right before you go to sleep, there's a concept of saying Kriyat Shema. How important it is. It is actually, I'll tell you how important it is. By the way, today is the 20, tonight is Monday night, going into Tuesday, the third day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Bo. But the day of the week is 28th of Tevet already. How important is Kriyat Shema Al Amita? Of all the sins that you mentioned on Yom Kippur in the Vidui Gadol, there's actually mentioned Rosh Chodesh is Wednesday night. Not tomorrow, the day before, the day after. Ad Kedei Kach, so much important Kriyat Shema Al Amita that we actually mentioned in our Yom Kippur prayer. In the what's his name? In the tefillah of the Vidui Gadol. You know the Vidui Gadol over there between I believe it's in the Shacharit or maybe in Musaf. The Vidui Gadol that we say in the prayer, it's actually mentions there. I didn't say Kriyat Shema Al Amita properly tonight. One of the sins. But let's see how important it is. Rabbi Zohar HaKadosh, start us off, please. Reish Lamed Tet, give us Hagdama, and then start.
Din Kriyat Shema Al Mitato Uvo Bashem
Bet Seifim. Right, so he says that we're going to discuss now in Siman 239 the laws of Kriyat Shema, and they're all right before you're going to sleep, and they're gonna have two halachot over there. Let's go. Aleph.
קורא על מיתתו פרשה ראשונה של
Shema. So the Shulchan Aruch tells us that when you say, when you're ready, before you go to bed, before you retire, al mitato means on your bed, obviously you're sitting on it or so, parasha rishona shel Shema. You shall read the first parasha of Shema, says Ish Matzliach. Number 2, ורבנו ירוחם כתב על פי המדרש לקרוא כל השלוש פרשיות. So Shulchan Aruch says one parasha is enough. Says Rabbeinu Ish Matzliach that you should read all three of them. וכן כתב בשאר הכוונות, and so too is brought down in Arizal, שאר הכוונות, and also by Kaf HaChaim brings down Ot Aleph in reference to this Siman. Kaf HaChaim also says Ish Matzliach brings down that you should say all three parashiyot. Honest to be truth, I am not machmir to say all the three parashiyot. But I don't know why, but that's the way we grew up. The first parasha, and here's the Shulchan Aruch tells you say the first Kriyat Shema. Parasha Rishona.
It's in all the Sfaradi Sidurim.
Umvarech, continue.
Umvarech hamapil hevlei shana al einayim.
And says Shulchan Aruch, you make an additional bracha right after Kriyat Shema or before Kriyat Shema. I think it's before Kriyat Shema, right? I don't say the bracha, so that's why I don't know. I don't say the Shem Malchut because of Ben Ishchai. But anyway, we'll get there.
Before the Shema, it's two brachot.
There's a bracha before Shema? Okay, good. So over there you say the bracha, says the Shulchan Aruch, you must say Hamapil hevlei sheina al einai. Hashem puts my eyes, he drops on my eyes a heaviness of, I guess, a yoke of sleeping, and that's why my eyes become sleepy. So number 3 is Matzliach. V'dat Rambam shemevarech hamapil lefnei Kriyat Shema. Here, the Rambam says you have to say Kriyat Shema bracha before Kriyat Shema. Mashma Shulchan Aruch is opposite. Right? What Shulchan Aruch say? You read the first parasha, Kriyat Shema, and then you say the bracha. Okay?
What about the rest of the parashot? No parashot?
That's Shulchan Aruch. That's right. Shulchan Aruch says only one parasha. We just brought you all the Kaf HaChaim, the Arizal that tell you to do all three of them. Right? But here it says even more. That Rambam says that you make a bracha before you say Kriyat Shema. That's probably the way you say it. Have it in your Siddur. שמברך המפיל לפני הקריאת שמע, וכן כתב בשאר הכוונות so to Arizal. You say קריאת שמע לפני, before. וכן פשט המנהג, and there, that's the custom all over the Jewish nation. That's how you say have it in our סידורים. עיין כף החיים, also look at כף החיים, ודע דברכת המפיל היינו בשם המלכות, Another very important element we're going to be learning, do you say the bracha with the names of Hashem in it? Okay? So here, Ish Matzliach right away Machriya, because Ben Ishai says not to say the Shem Malchut, and there are other poskim. But here he's right away Machriya, he's telling you, you should say the Shem Malchut, B'Kanizkar, B'Gimora, B'Chol HaPoskim, just like it's brought down in the Gemara, and many poskim that say that you should say bracha. Like I told you, I don't say the bracha because that's the way we learn. We don't say bracha. Yeah, okay.
As long as you don't talk right after, I think.
Oh, right. So that's the nafkamina. That's the significant difference. When you're married, that's almost impossible.
Why, you say good night?
Yeah, right. You say good night to your wife. Let's see how it works. Okay. V'chen pasag.
Depends, Rabbi.
Yeah. Okay. V'chen pasku b'kaf hachaim.
No, Chazah.
He says so. What?
We're up to Chagah.
No, we're still reading number 3 in what's his name? Ish Matzliach. Same way said the halacha was kapachaim to say Mashal Malchut. Also Yechabed Davat Rabbi Yosef. Ubebirkat Hashem ve'im avar chatzot. Oh, what happens if you say you go to sleep after midnight? Okay, in New York it's very hard. I mean, Florida it's very hard to get to midnight because most of the time midnight is after 1 o'clock over here. But in these days in the winter it's actually before that. It's about 12:15, 12:20, whatever. So now. Here, everybody agrees. If the midnight goes through, and you're going to sleep after midnight, you don't say it in Hashem's name, in the bracha. As everybody explains over there. So this is the explanation of Ish Matzliach in reference to the bracha. Let's continue in Haggah, Bechavot Rabbi Azar. Now, what does that mean? What it says you should say Kriyat Shema close to your bed. What does that mean? Close to your bed, close to going to sleep. So there's a star over here. Take a look at that star. That star usually would mean Bi'ur Halacha. Samuch Lemitato. So ayanu shdur ma shekatamnu b'shem HaKnesset Gedolah. Okay, we'll see Mishnah Berurah. He'll explain to us what does that mean close to your bed in a few minutes. Ve'en ochlim. Here, this is what Rabbi Eliyahu was saying.
ואין אוכלים ושותים ולא מדברים אחר קריאת שמע שעל מיטתו אלא
ישן מיד.
מיד.
Yeah, the robot. You're supposed to be a robot. Here it says, Rabbi, you're not allowed to talk, no eating, no drinking. After Kriyat Shema al Amita, immediately you're supposed to fall asleep. And that's where the Ben Ishai has a beef with everybody. How many times you say Kriyat Shema? You want to go to sleep? You have to be an angel. You put down your head, you fall asleep. That's almost a rarity. As much as how many troubles are coming tomorrow at your head. That's what bothers you. What keeps you alive?
Usually we say Shema already when the eyes are half closed. I don't know, last night.
Well, Baruch Hashem, you're exhausted yourself with vacation. But what about the month ago when you were not after vacation? So let's talk about that. Okay? That's right. You were exhausted after vacation. You need a vacation after vacation. Shneimar, as it says in the Torah over there, Imru. Continue, Shneimar.
שנאמר,
אמרו ברוחכם,
בלבבכם, על משכבכם,
ודומו. So it says in the pasuk, say the al mishkafim, say in your heart and by your bed, on your bedside, and vedomu sela. Domu means silence yourself. Be silent. So here's the pasuk. You say Kriyat Shema, go fall asleep right away. By the way, you're not far-fetched. Actually, the Gemara discusses that Amoraim and was it Tanaim also? Yes, Tanaim also had a whole concept of Mamish saying Kriyat Shema the last minute when they were like awake, Mamish falling asleep. That's when they would say Kriyat Shema in order not to have this problem.
Meaning, and you still remember, you're still thinking about Hashem.
I don't know, you say Kriyat Shema and it says like this. The Gemara says he commended his servant to bother him if he didn't say pasuk, the first pasuk at least. If he didn't finish saying Shema Yisrael properly, wake me up. If not, after he said Kriyat Shema properly, and while he was saying, don't bother me anymore. Once he finished the pasuk echad, so that will be we see over there that's what the Gemara discusses over there. So it looks like the Tanaim, they also would wait till the lunch, like you're saying, to the moment that you're about to fall asleep, like you drop dead. I'm dropping dead. Boom. Okay, good. So that'll be nice. But people like us, like Leo, and probably you.
I say standing up.
Hold on a second. Just people like Leo over here. He has to be up 4 o'clock, 4:30. He has to be in Shurim, Aventura, 5 o'clock in the morning over there, Habibi, and waiting for you. And he's not going to go to sleep according to his mood. He's going to force his body to fall asleep.
Yeah, right. 12:30 minimum.
That's right. He's forcing his body to sleep. He's not waiting.
He says Tikkun Hatzot and he gets up at 4.
I'm saying, he's not going to wait for his body to get tired. Because he has to wake up very early in the morning to get out, go learn. Right? So what do you do with this kind of people? So they would say Kriyat Shema while they're not even tired. So we have a problem. That's where the brachot of the question of the bracha. Continue. Ve'ayen. This is a very long siman, חבר'ה. ve'ayen.
ve'ayen le'el siman.
סמך גimel.
גמל, אם מותר לקרוא כשהוא
שוכב. Oh, the question is now, how do you say the Kriyat Shema? Are you laying down or you're sitting? So over there in Siman 63, there's a discussion about that also. Okay? Continue. ואם קרא
קריאת שמע ולא יוכל לישון מיד.
99% of the world, you said Kriyat Shema and can't fall asleep. What do you do?
אז חוזר וקורא כמה פעמים זו אחר זו עד שהשתקע בשינה. שתהיה קריאתו סמוך לשנתו.
So what does he do? This is the solution. This is out of this world. Say it a few times until you fall asleep. Put your hand. Don't say it by heart. The heart is the easiest. Heart is by saying it by heart you don't get fall asleep. Looking in the sefer, by the way, your eyes get the letters are jumping already, and it makes you spin your head and go to sleep.
Start learning Torah.
Start learning is the best thing. So he says. So that's what you should do. That's what you should do. If you're not falling asleep, take a book and start reading from it. ואין
מברכים על קריאת שמע שעל מיטתו.
Here, 1 second. Is Rama telling us not to make a bracha? He says not to make Kriyat Shema al shel mitato. He knows. Hamapil he agrees to say. The bracha of Kriyat Shema al mitato. What bracha would you saying? So he says over here like this. Agahot me'maniyot perek Bet Yosef b'shem Tosefon perek Hol HaBasar. So over there it looks like maybe there was a different bracha. Remember, Kriyat Shema in the morning has 3 brachot. Kriyat Shema in the Arabit has 4 brachot. So maybe Kriyat Shema of the night of Hamapil over there while he's sleeping, maybe has other brachot. Or maybe, I don't know, maybe the Ramai is actually arguing on the bracha of Mapil. Let's see what it says. Ve'en mevarchin. Berurah halacha. What do you have to go? 1 second, there's a star over here, Habib. Berurah halacha. And what do you don't make a bracha? דאף שאמרו בצווה לקרותה על מיטתו, says halacha, Berurah halacha. Look in the middle over there, the middle star. דאף שאמרו בצווה לקרותה על מיטתו, he said if the mitzvah of Kriyat Shema is reading it by your bed. בכל מקום אין זה בכלל מצווה דרבנן שיהיה שייך לברך עליה. No, you don't make a special bracha. It's a different bracha. Nothing to do with Mampil. Different bracha. The bracha for Kriyat Shema, like you do in the morning. אבל בקריאת שמע בשחר ובערב, when the Kriyat Shema of the morning and in the evening. אותן הברכות עולים כאילו נברך אשר קידשנו במצווה וציוונו לקרוא שמע. And those brachot they're substitute for something. What are those brachot substituting? They're substituting the fact that when you're fulfilling a mitzvah, what are you supposed to do? Make a bracha. For instance, Sfirat HaOmer, do you make a bracha? Yes. Put on tefillin? Yes. Put on tzitzit? Yes. Any bracha that you make midoraita, you make a bracha to it. So those brachot of Shachar and brachot of Arvit, the 3 and 4, are what they're supplementing the bracha that you were supposed to say, like it's as if you're saying, I'm making a bracha for Kriyat Shema. So it says over here that even though you're supposed to say Kriyat Shema Shel Amita, you're supposed to say Kriyat Shema Amita, it says it's not a mitzvah deoraita that obligates you to make a bracha. That's what the Ramai is saying. Continue. Ve'omer Shulchan Aruch.
ואומר יושב בסדר עליון.
So you say a whole chapter of יושב בסדר עליון, which is very important at night. We'll learn why in a few minutes. ואומר, or maybe tomorrow you guys are tired.
ואומר השם מה רבו צרי עד לשם הישועה.
ואומר השם מה רבו צרי עד לשם הישועה. I guess it's telling you until where you say that it's not the whole chapter. You say it until certain psukim, and that's why many sidurim actually cut it off in the middle. So, but that's why Shulchan Aruch tells you until the words La Hashem Yeshua. Hashem is the salvation, and that's when you go to sleep. Because remember, you are going to sleep. What are you going? You're going into the realm of death. Sleeping is the 1/60th of death. What's your guarantee of waking up? That's why we say in the morning, Modeh ani lefanecha. You trusted me, Hashem, you returned me the soul and gave me strength again. In reality, you are endangering yourself, just like a woman. When she gives birth, she's about to die. Why? Because a woman, basically, the whole body, by the way, opens up. Opens up, all her bones, everything moves. Literally, at birth, that's the most dangerous time for a woman. She could die because of that reason. Because right now, she's all into pieces. And then after birth, everything comes back together and she stays alive, hopefully. But same thing here. You're going to die. You're going to death. 1/60th of the death. So that's why you say the bracha, Yeshua, Hashem, your salvation. I depend on your salvation. Continue. Omer.
ואומר ברוך
השם.
השם, ביום ברוך השם, בלילה ברוך השם,
בשוכבנו,
בשוכבנו,
ברוך השם במקומנו,
ברוך השם בקומנו, ויאמר השם אל השטן, יגר השם
בך השטן.
השטן,
השם שומרך וגומר. שומרך וגומר. מעתה
השם
שומרך וגומר.
מעתה ועד עולם.
בידך הפקיד רוחי וגומר. He's enumerating all the psukim that you say in your siddur. עד ויעשם לך שלום. That's it. So all these psukim we just mentioned are actually the salvation psukim. You say all these psukim in the Kriyat Shema and they've all brought down the siddur. As you're saying, right, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will let us lay down, will arise us, and Hashem will protect us, and Hashem will tell the Satan to stop mikatrek, to stop being a persecutor on us, and the whole thing. Again, remember, you are going into a sakana, and you say those words to protect yourself. Besides the fact that many people are afraid of night, right? Why most people are afraid of night? Because most people died at night. What does die? The eyes closed down, became dark, and they remember that. Most of us are aware we're Gilgulim. We are reincarnated, and we always remember the last harmful thing that we saw in our previous life, which is what? The death.
You're saying subconsciously.
That's right, subconsciously, and that's why we're afraid of night, because night is the darkness, which alludes to that fact that you're going to close your eyes and halas not wake up, like happened in the previous life. So one of the best elements is to say Kriyat Shema. I tell my kids. That's what I tell the kids. Say Kriyat Shema. You're afraid, no problem. Say Kriyat Shema, come to Hashem. Devote yourself, give up your body for Hashem. Hashem, do whatever you want. Once you do that, you're not afraid of anything. Once you have that in mental state. And basically all this psukim are to give you, to guide you to that element. Continue, V'omer. Hashkivenu.
Hashkivenu ad samuch
Lachatima.
Lachatima.
So then you continue with until of the Hashkivenu, and look at again, Chatima, till the completion. What is number 1 here in Mishnah Berurah and Mishnah Matzliach? ומנהגנו לקרוא קריאת שמע של המיטה על פי הסדר אשר תיקן רבנו האריזל כנתפס בסידורים. Now, this is all, by the way, this is most Ashkenazic stuff. All that we just remember, most of it we don't say. Okay? Says Matzliach, I'll explain to you why. Most, if not all, Sephardic traditions in Kriyat Shema, which is again an element of you begging Hashem for mercy and you're putting yourself in danger. We're gonna go with the Kabbalist, the Arizal, who gave us an outline how to, and that's how all the Sephardic Jews have actually implemented and cultivated in our traditions, and that's why most of the Siddurim, the words that you were reading here is very hard for you because you don't say it, it's not there. But as Mustama Ashkenazim accepted this way, derech, and hopefully tomorrow, B'siyata Dishmaya, we will continue in Mishnah Berurah in this halachot. As we said, Rabbi Zohar, next week when everybody's back, more or less, we'll go into our planned learning of mitzvot, the halachot seudah, which is a very long topic, but Hashem help, we'll be proficient in all of those things after Mishnah Berurah. Seudah. Well, thank you for coming.